All right, Year 12s, if you're getting deep into your design and technology course, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down the core concepts of design theory and practice, all to help you absolutely ace your projects and, of course, your exams. So let's dive in.
So let's start with a question I bet nearly every single one of you have asked yourselves probably recently. But here's the thing. This isn't just a random thought. It's a design problem. And that's the key idea I want you to grab right from the get-go. Design isn't some high-level abstract thing. It's a super practical tool for solving the real-world problems you deal with every single day. So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll look at how design is literally all around us. Then, we'll meet a couple of designers with totally different styles. We'll walk through the exact process you need for your major design project. Think of it as your playbook. Then, we'll check out some cool careers and wrap it all up with a challenge just for you. Okay, the first big idea you've got to get your head around is this. Pretty much everything around you that was made by a human is a solution to a problem. Seriously, the chair you're in, the phone in your pocket, design is just the process of creatively solving problems. And I'm telling you, once you start seeing the world this way, you can't unsee it. Now, let's talk about two terms you absolutely 100% need to know for your exams. First up is function. This is the how it works part of the deal. Does the chair hold you up? Does the pen write? Function is its core job, the main problem it was designed to solve.
And the other side of that coin is aesthetics. This is all about how it looks and how it feels. Is it cool to look at? Does it feel nice in your hand? You know, truly great design is this perfect balancing act between the two, this beautiful harmony of function and form.
And if you want to see that harmony in action on a massive scale, just look at Carriage Works in Sydney. So here's the problem. A huge, abandoned, derelict industrial site. The solution? An amazing design project. The designers didn't just see a pile of junk. They saw incredible potential. They took these old railway workshops and turned them into this buzzing arts hub. They solved the problem of urban decay and created a space that's both incredibly functional and stunningly beautiful. Okay, so we've established that good design solves problems. But here's the catch. Not all designers tackle those problems the same way. So let's check out two really different Australian design teams to see how their unique philosophies work in the real world. And this chart just lays out their differences so clearly. I mean, look at the need each one addresses. On one hand, you have P.E Nation, who saw a clear gap in the market. Activewear that could perform at the gym, but also looked cool on the street. Now compare that to Tin&Ed. Their need is way more philosophical. They want to use technology to connect people in new ways. And that fundamental difference in purpose, well, it leads to completely different styles and philosophies. This quote from P.E Nation's co-founder Pip Edwards just nails their whole vibe. See how she says they're design-driven? For them, the performance, the function, that's a given. That's baseline. Their real secret sauce, their success, comes from leading with aesthetics. It's a classic market-driven strategy, right? Figure out what people want to look and feel like, and then build the function to back it up. And then you do a complete 180, and you get Tin&Ed. Their work isn't about selling a product you can wear, it's about exploring a big idea. They create these amazing, playful, interactive installations that solve a much more abstract problem. How do we get people to feel curious and connected in this crazy digital world? It just goes to show you that design can be a tool for exploration, not just for selling stuff. Two totally different but equally valid philosophies.
Okay, you're going to want to lean in for this next bit, because this section is your playbook for the major design project. No joke, this is the step-by-step process that pros use, and it's the exact framework that's going to guide your own work and make it a huge success.
Everything, and I mean everything, kicks off with the brief. And as you can see here, there is a world of difference between a vague brief and a detailed one. The first one is basically just a wish, but the second one, that's a plan. It gives you clear goals and, importantly, clear constraints. Now remember this, a detailed brief doesn't kill your creativity, it focuses it. It gives you a clear target to hit. So for your project, make your brief as ridiculously specific as you can. And here's what that whole process looks like. Now check out the arrows. It might look like a simple 1 through 6 list, but it's not. It's a cycle. You'll identify a need, write your brief, do your research, brainstorm a ton of ideas, then you'll build something, and then you evaluate it. But here's the secret sauce. That evaluation might send you right back to the research stage, or maybe back to brainstorming. See? Successful design is iterative. It's this constant loop of creating, testing, and making things better.
So now that you have the process down, let's talk about the future. Where can these skills actually take you? Well, having a background in design and technology opens up a massive range of career paths, and I guarantee some of them are going to surprise you.
You could, for instance, become an architect. This is like the ultimate balancing act of aesthetics and function. You're not just designing a building, you're designing the experience for every single person who's going to walk through those doors.
Or maybe the fast-paced world of fashion is more your speed. This is all about knowing your materials, understanding the human body, and tapping into cultural trends to create clothes that are both functional and a piece of art.
Then there's industrial design. This is where you focus on making the products we use every day better, from the comfy handle on a power tool to the complex guts of a drone. It's all about usability and manufacturability.
A graphic artist is a master communicator. They use things like color theory and typography to get a message across. Every logo, every poster, every website you love, that's a graphic artist solving a communication problem.
And speaking of websites, web design is a huge field. It's a mix of visual art and what we call user experience, or UX. It's about making digital spaces that don't just look good, but are also super easy and intuitive to use.
And here's one you probably didn't see coming: an electrician. Think about it. It's not just connecting wires. A good electrician uses design thinking to plan a system that's safe, efficient, and fits the look and feel of a space. They're thinking about everything from power loads to setting a mood with lighting. It's solid proof that design skills are vital in pretty much every industry.
Okay, so we've covered the big ideas, we've met some designers, we've walked through the process. Now let's bring it all back home to you and the work you're doing right now.
I want you to think of this slide as your ultimate revision checklist. Seriously, whether you're deep in your major project or you're analyzing a product in an exam, run it through these points. Does it actually solve the problem? Does it meet the user's needs? What's the balance between function and aesthetics? And what about the money, the safety, the impact on the environment? This is your guide to making sure your work is rock solid. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Design always starts with just looking. Look around your room, your school, your town. The world is absolutely full of problems, big and small, that are just waiting for a smart, creative solution. The only question is, what problem will you solve?